Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today this is not like any normal video that I've ever posted ever before. This is me coming out and stating some things that one of my old friends Slayer has done. This is not for anyone to go threaten him, to hate on him, or send any sort of negative thing towards him. This is just for it to be out in the world and people are aware of what he has done and said, because I don't think he ever deserves to be on the internet ever again in his life. But before any of it begins, I would just like you guys to know that there's going to be some pretty offensive, not pretty, very offensive stuff in this video, and let's just begin. So when I first met Slayer, it was me and a bunch of my other friends like Frosty, Inky, and I think Tree God. I'm not sure if he was there. It was quite a while ago, about October, near the late October, and Noglet was filming her video, and she wanted to introduce one of her in real life friends in the video to us. His name is Slayer.
Hold on, blue socks. Come,
Yeah.
can't. Blue socks, meet Slayer Gaming. Slayer Gaming, meet Blue Socks. Slayer Gaming is the worst player ever.
He seemed pretty chill, really laid back, like a super nice guy, and we were just enjoying it. And I had thought about it for a good couple days. I'm like, man, we do need to expand our friend group a little bit. And from then on out, the entire friend group went downhill. It was constant arguments every day, not just with me, other members in Slayer, but mostly everybody, but mostly me, Frosty, and Slayer. I would get very offended. I would get jealous. I would get very controlling. I will admit that. I'm not perfect in any way, shape, or form, but I did act very hypocritic, very narcissistic, and I have acknowledged that the actions I have done were wrong. But everything that I did still does not justify in any way why Slayer should have said any things he had said. Our friend group had consisted of me, Inky, King of Bees, Noglet, Frosty, and Luca, and Slayer, of course. So Slayer, Frosty, and King of Bees always had some sort of beef going on. It wasn't too bad, but it did get very bad back in January of 2026. Now, Slayer did act very, I don't know what the word is, but he would act very crazy, very out of control and all that. And then at some of these points, he would say racial slurs to us. When he would get mad, he wouldn't get his way. So at some point, we got into a big argument because I will admit now, and to all my friends watching, I did get pretty jealous that one of my good friends, Frosty, was making another friend. And that does seem pretty weird, pretty obsessive, really out of control. But I got over it, I admitted, and I said sorry. But Slayer didn't want to let that go. He ended up, I don't know, kind of lighting the fire more than it already was, and caused him, Frosty, and Slayer to block me for about 2 to 3 weeks. So then, after that, they both unblocked me. We talked everything out. Me and Frosty were good again, and so was Slayer. But it would just get worse between Slayer and Frosty from there. They would begin arguing. They would begin having a lot of altercations together. And behind every one of our backs, Slayer was saying slurs to some of his IRL friends. Now, this is back in April of 2026, so about 2 months ago now. Everyone was just arguing. Me and Frosty had lost contact for a bit because we got into another argument, of course. It was just because I was acting pretty sensitive to when they would say stuff to me, and I would get into arguments with me and Inky. And back in April, we added Slimski, one of our newest members that everybody here knows. He's been in quite a lot of videos. And the very first thing Slayer ever said to Slimski, like the first thing, not just like exaggerate, like the very first thing he said,
I've been getting ready. Shut the up! Shut the up! You dirty was a hard R. Slayer was mad that we didn't film his separate video in the Fear and Gorilla release before anybody else wanted to, and we wanted to go record the entire game that night. And it was midnight. We were tired. We had to get this video out the way because it was you understand. All right, before I continue, Frosty would like to say some words.
Before we continue on, about the Slayer Symbian thing. Alright, I will admit here, I have told Slayer multiple times, yes, he could say the word. Here's why. I didn't care at the time. I didn't give a damn because all these guys were doing. I mean, you want me to be honest? Of course, we're young teens. We are young teens. We have edgy humor. I don't know what else you expect from a 14 to 13 to 15-year-old group of kids walking around. We are edgy teens. We have edgy humor. I did not care because relentlessly these guys were telling me about how other people say the word, so I did not care. At the time, I told Slayer he could say it out loud, which I know is messed up, but listen, after that, I told him he can't say it to anyone harmful, like in a harmful way. You can't just go out to tell people. And after the Slim thing, yeah, I didn't care until he started calling me the word blatantly in a group chat, which I see myself, then right there, I saw myself, I should have like paid attention to it, and then I actually told him to stop. And when me and Socks told him to stop, he did not stop. Yeah, I say the word, but that's because I'm allowed to say it. My father's black, you gotta understand.
And yeah, that's basically what happened. He would just spam slurs at people. He would constantly body shame Inky. And I'm not gonna come out here. acting like the super nice guy. I'm gonna admit, I did say some things to Inky, but in a jokingly manner, and he knew that because me and him are both pretty big guys, and he would say things back to me. But when Slayer would say it, he would say it with hate. He would say it like with his heart. It was super offensive. Now, besides the fact of that, we're gonna move on away from the whole racial stuff. So we have his little area. That's his racial corner. He would spam slurs. He was extremely homophobic. He would scream homophobic slurs at Frosty's friends. And here, I'm going to prompt these screenshots on the screen. This is a new area of this entire thing. I'm gonna have to raise my head a little bit, but so in this screenshot we have on the screen is my friend who's speaking to Slayer in a private DM. Now, Slayer was a part of Cool Guys, the group I have, and we're gonna be posting soon. But besides that, he was speaking to and he was saying to Slayer if he was still getting by this by the girlfriend he was dating. That screenshot got leaked and Slayer's ex sent it to him, and this screenshot is from the ex's point of view, and she said yo, and he said okay, and I love that shit. So he just said he loves getting pegged. So again, what Frosty said, edgy teenage humor. We're edgy teens, there's nothing we can do about that. It's just our humor, we're young. Okay, so now for this part, this screenshot, it seems that Slayer is trying to peer pressure this girl who is lithomantic. I think that's what it's called. It's where you get feelings but you lose them immediately for someone. So she didn't want to get with anybody to hurt anyone's feelings. So what it seems is that Slayer is trying to peer pressure this girl to doing sexually explicit acts with one of his good friends. Okay, so now for this next topic, we are not 100% sure if it's real. We think it could be edited. So Frosty will also help explain this to me. So if this is false or edited, please don't come after us. This is just the information we have been given at this time. So I'm going to begin with the first screenshot. I'm going to read it.
When I contacted them, they sent this screenshot saying that they were here to manipulate the current girlfriend he's currently with. I'm not 100% sure on this. Again, the messages might be edited, saying probably the screenshot he's probably going to provide right now. It says edited right there. Yeah, we're probably going to look into that. We're probably going to ask the girl some questions, but we'll make probably another post.
All right, so as you just heard, we heard everything with what Frosty said. Things could be edited, but before I move on, I'm just going to like kind of simplify what he said if you didn't really understand. What we know, we don't know if it's official or edited, but we think in the screenshots, what it's saying is that Dark, the girl, that's not her actual name, we're just giving that the nickname, was speaking with him, and he was plotting, trying to manipulate his current girlfriend to troll her, make her send sexually explicit photos, and ruin her life. Now, I have interviewed every single person here privately. I've interviewed Inky, I've interviewed Frosty, I've interviewed Noglet, and Slimsky. Hey, for the people watching, I forgot to mention that I also interviewed King of Bees and Penelope, which is a girl from most of the screenshots that Slayer was speaking with. On with the video. This is what they all have to say about everything. So yeah, let's cut to the interviews, please. Alright, Inky, for some of the questions that I have for you today is, number one, what are some of your experiences with Slayer?
So besides him making shameful remarks to my personal appearance, he didn't really have any issues with me, but I could tell from other people they felt really uncomfortable.
Alright. The second question I have is, what are offensive words that Slayer would call you?
Chud, lard, fatty, binky. That type of stuff.
Why did Slayer do whatever he did to you?
To be honest, to this day, I still don't know, but I probably think it was just him trying to rage bait me, or he genuinely hated me.
Alright. How many times has he body shamed you?
I'd say well over 50 from the time that I knew him.
Alright, why would he randomly call you out specifically and bully you?
Because based on others, because obviously others joke and I joke with them too, but I feel like he would do it too much when he didn't think it was a joke, and he took it too far.
Has Slayer said anything racially or sexually explicit to you before?
Yeah, he has. Despite being the same ethnicity as me, he has made some harsh remarks to my
Has Slayer manipulated, used, or tried to blackmail you in any way?
I don't know about manipulate, but I feel like he's blackmailed me before.
Alright, and the final question I have for you is, if he is watching right now, what do you want to say to him?
Well, I mean, I don't really have nothing to say to him except for like, I'm sorry this is getting posted, bro. Like honestly, it's your fault that you said all this. You had it coming.
Alright, Noglet, I have a few questions for you today about Slayer, and I'm going to start off with question one is, what has Slayer said or done to you in real life?
Since you already know our history together, we've been friends for real. So honestly, not much. Of course, he would joke around. He would
not be personal with his own life and everything, but yes, he has joked. If you're wondering of what type of jokes, he would normally say the N-word or like some other thing.
Alright, for the second question that I have for you today is, what offensive words has Slayer said to you before?
I don't think it's really like personal. I don't really think it's like deep really, but that could just be a way for me to think of him. But he's called me bitch times and retarded.
Alright, did whatever he say to you ever affect you?
No, not really. No.
Okay, that's good. And has he ever said anything racially or sexually explicit to you?
Racially, yes. Sexually, no.
And why would he randomly call you out specifically or try to bully you?
Oh, maybe because he thought we were like friends in real life in a way. Because yeah, we've known each other for like years now. Can I say something to the camera?
Yeah.
Like our backstory together?
Yeah.
Okay. So to the people that's watching this, you maybe not know, but we've been friends with each other in real life. We've been friends for years because of school and everything. The only reason why, like, he met Blue Sox, Frosty, you know, the people that has been interviewed and everything. The reason why he knows about them was because I invited him to my own video. You could check that out if you want.
Has Slayer ever manipulated you, used you, or tried to blackmail you in any way?
No. I would say no to that.
Alright, for my final question for you today is, if he is watching right now, what do you want to say to him?
Okay, Slayer, if you're watching right now, look, from 1 and 1, you were a good friend. You were. But people change throughout years. And I get that you weren't living great. And I respect that, so I'm gonna respect you, and I hope you respect me back. But since the things that you've done to both the friend group and a little bit to me, it didn't affect me, like I said, it didn't affect me, but still, I'm not going to talk to you as much anymore. I hope we could stay respectful to each other. I still hope, like, you change for the just until now.
Alright, thank you so much for coming out, and that's all I have for you today. Alright, Slimsky, thank you so much for coming out today. You know what's going on, this whole situation we have going on, but I would just like to ask you some questions, and yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you, alright?
Okie dokie.
Alright, if you ever think this gets too personal or anything like that, you can always just say, next question, please, alright?
Okie dokie.
Okay, Slimsky, the first question that I have for you today is it true that Slayer screamed the hard R at you before?
Yes, the first time I met him, actually.
And number 2, how would Slayer treat you and you specifically?
I mean, me and him never really talked, but I thought me and him kind of got along the best out of everyone. Well, not the best. Him and Frosty got together the best, kinda. But me and him were not far off. Kinda. I don't know. We didn't really get along that much, but we also didn't not get along.
Alright. Now, the third question I have for you today is, what would he say? Like, what would he say affect you?
Not really, because I don't get offended.
Alright. And would he randomly call you out and bully you? And if so, why?
Yeah, there was a few times where I had, like, set a date for, like, a recording or something, and then he'd start screaming and yelling and all this other stuff about how someone else already set a date for that day, but I set the date first before this person did, and he would just start yelling and all that about it.
Alright. Now, the fifth question I have for you is, has Slayer manipulated, used, or tried to blackmail you in any way?
He hasn't tried to blackmail, but I don't know, not really. I don't think so.
My sixth question I have for you is, has he said anything racially or sexually explicit to you before?
Yes, literally every time I was with him, or on a call with him, or anything.
Okay, if so, what has he said to you?
Screams the N-word and all that, and he also just, I don't even know, he's always moaning and all this stuff. It's just weird. And
Alright, my final question I have for you today is, if he is watching right now, what would you like to say to him?
Fuck you.
Alright, Slimsky, I appreciate you coming out today. So sorry for calling you Slayer like 5 times, but anyways, I hope you have a great day, and yeah, peace out. Alright, for the first question I have for you is, how did you meet Slayer?
No, we met through a Fun Monkey horror game, and I met him. Then we became friends. showed him some stuff that he did not deserve.
All right, for my second question I have is, has he said anything racially or sexually explicit to you before?
Oh yeah, multiple times, 100%.
All right, and if so, what has he said?
He just said the N-word around me. He called some of my friends the N-word. Like, he called him a hard R, he called him the soft A, he called him, he would like to be homophobic around people. And then he would lie about not being homophobic. He said a lot.
All right. For my third question I have is, has Slayer manipulated, used, or tried to blackmail you in any way, shape, or form? Has Slayer screamed the hard R at you before, or any other offensive slurs?
Yeah.
We're pretty sure you said the N-word. Has he said anything else but the N-word, or just that?
He said homophobic slur.
All right. And my fifth question is, would he randomly call you out and bully you?
He wouldn't dare do that to me.
All right. And why did Slayer do whatever he did to you?
He didn't do anything to me.
Did whatever he said to you ever affect you, or no?
Yeah, I remember we were having an argument in this group chat with a guy named Blue Socks. But when we were in the group chat, he was talking about how my family, I would say because I brought up something very sensitive about it, I won't say it. But yeah, he did say something.
All right, for my final question I have is, if he is watching right now, what would you like to say to him?
Sir, listen, dog, me and you, good, we are tight. Then I don't know what the hell got into you. You started going out of hand. Started doing things. I told you not to say these words. I gave you permission to use the words, not in a harmful way, like normal people. Like, I don't know why you said it to my friends. I don't know why you said that word. I said you could use it, just not towards people. Then you started saying it, especially to Slimsky, our new member of the group chat. First, you literally screamed it at his face, and you called him it. Even if you're mad, you got anger issue problems, and I'm sorry, man, I don't know, it's like hanging out with me. The talk we had in VR chat earlier, that was stupid. I don't know if I should believe you. Some stuff I believe, some stuff I don't. But just in general, dude, you need to get some help. You have anger issues. You need to just find other people you can hang out with, because we are obviously not the people to hang out. You threatened my group multiple times. You have taken screenshots of my address, and yeah, that's what I would like to say.
All right, thank you so much, Frosty. You can have a great day, and yeah, I appreciate you coming out. All right, King of Bees, it has been quite a while since we have spoken, but I've brought you out here today to ask you some questions about Slayer. This shouldn't take too long, all right? And if you would like to skip a question, you can just say next or whatever, all right? For the first question I have for you today is, like, has he said anything racially or sexually explicit to you before?
He's lied about, like, me saying that to him, but no, he has not.
The second question I have for you is, like, why did Slayer do whatever he did to you?
I genuinely don't know. I tried questioning him, and then he just blocked me on Discord. That's, like, all I know about it.
All right, so for the third question is, has Slayer manipulated, used, or tried to blackmail you in any way, shape, or form?
I mean, I feel like he didn't say it was blackmail, but he did say that I did things which I didn't.
Okay,
I'm sure
what
he
did
probably got
he say? Like, what did he say that you said about, or like whatever? Like, what did he say that you said?
I don't have the original messages, but I think, you know,
Would you like to keep it private? Or would
talking
you...
about me calling him the B slur.
My next question is it true that Slayer has ever screamed the hard R at you before, or has he said any other offensive slurs to you?
No, but I'm sure there's several times where he's, like, joked about it. Every time that he's alone with someone, like, I remember Frosty, he kept talking about how every time he was alone with Slayer, he was just, like, spamming, like, these random slurs, and, like, no one believed him, because it was just whenever they were alone.
Yeah.
He said some pretty weird stuff when we were alone.
Alright, my next question is, like, has Slayer, like, whatever he said, did it ever affect you?
I mean, yeah, basically got me kicked out of the friend group. Straight up lying for no reason.
Hello?
Alright, I just have a couple questions for you about Slayer. I won't take up too much of your time. Thank you so much for taking my call. But, yeah, is there anything you would like to say before the interview?
I could say that a lot of the stuff he's done hasn't been to me, but I've been there for a lot of it. Like, I've been there for majority of the stuff he's done, but none of it has really happened to me.
So for the first question I have is, what has Slayer discussed with you personally?
Okay, so personally, he likes to say a lot of disrespectful things about other people. He'll slur out a lot of people and just be overall really disrespectful towards them. He'll like to shit talk them because he thinks that I will agree with him about it.
My second question I have for you is, has Slayer ever threatened you before?
No, not personally. He's said that he'll kill me, but I'm pretty sure it's in a more joking sense. But I mean, genuinely threatening me? No, not really.
All right. Now, my third question I have for you is, has Slayer ever manipulated, used, or tried to blackmail you in any way, shape, or form?
He has tried to use me for information and to try to get him with other people. He has not manipulated me, nor has he done anything else but what I said.
All right. And I know we just said that, but for my fourth question is, like, how would he treat you? Like, would he treat you, like, disrespectfully, friendly? Like, how would he be towards you?
So when we were friends, he would treat me okay. But then when we had a disagreement, he would get overly disrespectful. He would cuss me out a bunch, call me the N-word. He would say he would stop feeding my ego and he would just tell me to kill myself and like all that stuff, tell me to jump. But yeah, overly disrespectful towards me.
Now, what you just said is, like, has he said anything racially or sexually explicit to you?
Racially, yes, he's called me, like I said, a lot of slurs. Sexually and explicitly, no, not really.
My sixth question is, like, has anything he has said to you ever affected you before? Like, has it made your mental state go down or just feel bad about yourself?
No, but I know that if he were to say that to another person, it probably most likely have, but from my personal experience, no, it hasn't.
All right. And my seventh and final question for you today is, if he is watching right now, what would you like to say to him?
I would like to say, after all the stuff he's done, I don't want him to come in contact with me again, and I don't want to be in any ties with him or with anyone he's associated with.
All right. Thank you so much. Hope you have a good rest of your
Of course.
day. And of course, if you
You
ever
as
need
well.
anything or if you have to, say anything, you can always come to us and talk about it.
Okay, that sounds great.
All right. See ya. Bye. Now, every interview is now complete. You guys have heard what everyone has to say. And what I'm putting on screen right now is a voice recording of Slayer screaming slurs at the top of his lungs. Like, from what I am hearing, this sounds like pure hatred. Like, this sounds so bad. So I'm gonna play that on the screen for a little bit.
You fat piece of fucking lard, you dirty clinker, you fucking bitch ass nigga.
Well, my friends, that is everything I have to say. That is everything everyone else has to say. Slayer, again, if you're watching this, don't contact us anymore. Don't talk to Noglet in real life anymore. Don't even think about us anymore. We don't want anything to do with you. We're never taking you back after this. This is messed up. Even if these things are not true, some of these are true, but if the things that we were speaking of are not true, that's still not changing the fact that we don't want you back. But again, I am sorry for everything I have done and everything I have done to my friends. I'm admitting now, I have acted narcissistic, hypocritical, and I've been mean. I have been mean to people. I do admit that. I've been mean to Frosty, to Inky, to Slayer. But that doesn't justify for any reason why you would go behind our backs screaming slurs at people, bullying people, body shaming people. I would never go that far. And no one, realistically, nobody should be ever going that far. So again, never contact us ever again. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And have a great night. Bye-bye.